Hi, this is Mike Lipkin. I'm in Toronto and it's January 1, 2011. Welcome to the Year of the Maestro. Literally, maestro is the Italian word for master or teacher. It comes from the world of classical music, but it is also the ultimate professional accolade. Maestro is the title awarded to people who inspire us through their mastery of their art. It might be the art of music, painting, theater, dancing, cooking, design, sales, service, or just living. But it's the execution of those disciplines at a level that strikes us as art. Art occurs to us as beautiful, extraordinary, rare, fulfilling, compelling, desirable, and reassuring. It pulls us towards it. It opens us up. It makes us more simply by being around it. And so when no one else can, the maestro can. And if they can, others will follow. The number of maestros around us defines the quality of our life. So are you inspiring others with your art? Are you bringing magic to their world? Or is your music going unplayed? Make 2011 your year of the maestro. Your brilliant best is in front of you. And if you want to differentiate yourself, that's the level that you have to play at. And it's easier than you think. We are all in competition for the same thing, others' time. And others' time demands others' attention. And others' attention demands a personal impact that is fresh, memorable, meaningful, inspirational, and one of a kind. Same old is not an option. We are lucky if we get our 15 minutes. We have to earn it through dramatic personal differentiation. Then we have to earn the next 15 minutes and the next. In fact, our entire future depends on the 15 minutes we can keep on earning. And here's the good news. Dramatic differentiation can be in the flick of a wrist, the turn of a phrase, or the wink of an eye. It's the law of disproportion. The smallest distinction, the babiest action, the slightest touch, the skimpiest move can make a massive impact that ripples through our future. So here are the 5 C's to becoming a maestro: consciousness, confidence, competence, capacity, and contribution. It all begins with consciousness. Maestros are intentional. They are acutely conscious of who they need to be, what they need to do, and why they need to do it. I am conscious of being fascinated, amazed, grateful, stretched, committed, alert, receptive, vital, and light. I'm conscious of how I'm expressing this message. Right now, this is the most important thing I can do, because it might just be the most important thing that you may need to hear. Confidence is constructed from consciousness. It is the bridge from safe to scary. It's trusting oneself and others. It's going where you haven't been before, even though you may not know the way. It is belief translated into action. Confidence means never backing down when you know you need to back yourself. It's the gift that you give yourself, and it's the gift no one else can take away. Confidence is courage out loud. It means expressing our courage so others can follow. If courage is at the core of our character, confidence is at the edge. It's the quality that is most visible, which is why it is so vital. Confidence precedes competence because it attracts it. On the other hand, competence without confidence goes unused. It breaks my heart to witness the number of highly competent people who are leaving their skills on the table because they are too afraid to fail. So here is the 3rd C, competence at the level of a maestro. Competence at the level of a maestro means that you have the required knowledge and skill to perform at the highest level. It means you can carry the weight of the task's demands and others' expectations. It means you are the benchmark by which others are judged. Competence at the level of maestro is the element that elicits the surprise and wonder that captivates others. Competence at the level of a maestro is the signal that cuts through the noise and doubt. It's the one measurable success factor that can be seen, heard, felt, tasted, and touched, but never faked. And there is no shortcut to competence at the level of maestro. While the process can be accelerated, it's always going to be a long journey because there is no end. Sometimes it's a pleasure, and sometimes it's blood, sweat, and tears, but it's always a passion that grows more intense over time. Competence at the level of a maestro means you have risen beyond being a true pro to being someone whose expertise is creating a new genre of performance. Invention, innovation, and daring are embedded in your everyday execution. It means sometimes going too far to know how far you can go and then immediately course correcting. That's why all major progress ultimately depends on people with competence at the level of a maestro. Let's look at the fourth C, capacity. Competence at the level of a maestro cannot be created without consciousness and confidence, and it cannot be sustained without the capacity to carry on. Winning is not about who is right, it is about who is left. It's about falling down 7 times, standing up 8. It's about the size of one's heart and lungs. It's about playing like your life depends on it, even though it doesn't, although ultimately the quality of your life does. The future belongs to those who are conditioned to win. They take care of themselves first because they know everything else depends on it. They treat themselves like the athlete that every human being must be. We are all living in the confluence of a perfect storm. There is more to do, there is less time to do it, and there are so many other people who can do it well, and there are so many people depending on us to get it right. Anxiety, overwhelm, and fatigue are the new normal. No matter how much the economy improves, uncertainty is the new certainty. The velocity of change is doing violence to our sense of well-being. It's exciting and exhausting in equal measure. Whatever it takes out of us, we have to put back in, and then some. Our happiness is a direct function of our capacity to handle anxiety, overwhelm, and fatigue. It's mental, emotional, physical, and social. It's the stamina we show in life's overtime moments. It's in the crises that we define who we are and what others become. So here's the fifth C, contribution. And here's what I've discovered as a result of talking to over 1 million people from 43 countries since 1993. All wealth is a direct reciprocation of the contribution we make to others. The more value we create, the more valuable we become, or rather, the more valuable we become. For the maestro, everything leads to contribution. He is the cause others rally around because they feel stronger and luckier around him or her, as the case might be. The maestro becomes their talisman. He is their catalyst for luck, their lightning rod for fortune, and the channel to their success. That's why maestros are happy. They are surrounded by people who feed them and who feed off them. Maestros are at their best when they are empowering others. They are generous at a level that others consider crazy. And yet the more they pay it forward, the greater they pay back. It's a beautiful thing in life. We cannot help others without first helping ourselves. If all wealth is a direct reciprocation of the contribution we make to others, then generosity is a force multiplier. So that's it from me. This year, live the 5 C's of consciousness, confidence, competence, capacity, and contribution. Become a maestro, and your life will play out very well.